Like if you were mentally abused when you were younger, and let's say you're trying to choose a spouse for marriage, unfortunately, a lot of time they select an abuser. Hey guys,
Hi
how you
guys.
guys are doing? Today we're gonna talk about how
Yeah.
your environment, either the people that surround you, or
hmm
just your surrounding, how it could influence you, both physically and mentally. Let's say you grew up in a house with abuse. How does that affect your mental?
I feel like it affects you a lot in your mental health
Yes.
and even your physical health.
Hmm.
Like if there is a physical abuse in the household,
Yes.
physically they may hurt you. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And if you're getting
So
physically hurt, you're gonna see basically either
bruise
a
or
bruise on your
yeah.
body,
hmm
some kind of pain that you're not sure where it came from,
hmm
because there's just and whenever there's like an abuse that happened, like a physical abuse, sometimes you don't even notice the damage that happened to your body
hmm
until you see yourself, say, either years after or months after. You're like, wait, why does my back hurt? Why does my leg hurt? Right? You don't know where it came from, but it's probably from your environment where you actually grew up.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So a lot of people they may see only the physical abuse.
Yeah,
But what I would say is like mental abuse is even far more than
100
more than like
more than physical, I would
physical.
actually
Yes,
say.
because a lot of people cannot
Hmm.
see that it's like you are the one who only have this kind of depression or this
Hmm.
kind of stress because
Hmm.
those people around you they're not gonna understand you
100%. You
like
talk about friends
friends
outside, right?
or even
Yeah,
going to school,
right.
your co-workers,
Hmm.
like they don't understand that until
100%.
you share with them.
Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, even we have, some people, they can't relate to it
Mhm.
because sometimes if you don't experience the same abuse, it's hard to link the emotion directly,
Mhm.
but they could sympathize with you, like, oh, just like a general idea, they would have a feeling,
Yes,
right?
and I feel like a lot of people in back home in Africa, they
Yeah.
only can see what they can see is the only thing they can observe or they can, say something about it
Right.
because the things that they cannot see is like the mental abuse.
Mm-hmm.
The men.
Because mental abuse is really hard to quantify. You can't say like, "Hey, this and this is what caused my
Yes.
mental abuse." And you know what's very sad is, especially for I probably would say with either gender for girls, like if you were mentally abused when you were younger, and let's say you're trying to choose a spouse for marriage, unfortunately, a lot of time they select an abuser. You're not even
Because
aware of it that you selected until you realize they demonstrate the same quality as, let's say, the mother was abusive, the father was abusive. They would demonstrate some of those qualities in the man.
yeah, and I feel like why they choose that because they never have love surrounding to them.
Right.
So they just running away to this home to just run away that they not maybe considering a lot of
Things,
things,
right.
yeah, a lot of things to ask the
Right.
potential husband or
Uh-huh.
wife.
Because you're
So
just running away from one
yes,
danger.
because like you are mentally not there. You just wanna just escape this.
Escape. It's
Yeah,
basically
escape
escape,
this.
right?
Yeah.
Without really thinking through, like, what do I need for my life?
hmm
Not like, hey, I just need to escape. Whatever I choose, it doesn't matter what it is because it can be worse than this.
hmm
Sometimes it can be, or sometimes you might be back to the same abusive situation because commonalities of the two is what got you comfortable with the person that might also be an abusive. Now, it is important for you to get out of your environment because the best way to heal and the best way to improve is also changing your environment because you grew up in that abusive environment. Then the next question is either escape it or let's say, for example, you live by yourself because depending on the new environment that you choose is going to shape you as well,
That's so
right?
true. Yeah.
Now, let's say, for example, somebody escaped that abusive household and they started living by themselves. How would that improve their mental health?
A lot. It's
Yeah.
like now you have a time to heal. Now
100%.
you have a time to yourself.
Right.
Now you have a time to understand your own feelings.
Yes.
Whereas before, like you didn't even talk to yourself because every time
Yeah.
you try to talk to yourself, you have
Uh-huh.
a lot of things in your mind.
Right. Because you haven't given yourself the time to think about your future.
Mhm,
You haven't given yourself the time to think about your emotion, your
mhm,
feelings.
mhm.
What do you like in life, right? What's important for you? All
Yes,
that got buried when you
because
were dealing with the abuse, right?
that's so true. Like it's like you don't know what you're dealing because you are in a survival
A
mode.
hundred
It's
percent.
like, let me survive now.
Exactly.
Like, you know.
I'm gonna deal with my future later,
Yes.
as long as I survive today.
Yes.
Yeah. And once you get to a stage where you feel comfortable, which a lot of people might be in that stage, but you also do want to be in an environment that pushes you to improve yourself. Say, for example, you're not dealing with the abusive environment, which is a blessing. You live in an environment where you could think about your future, but you're like, you know what, I really want to push myself, but you don't have that motivation. So it is important for you to surround yourself in a different environment, right? An environment where everybody is trying to achieve a similar goal. It encourages you to also try. But if you are in a surrounding where people are just like complacent in their life, day in day out, then really you don't have the motivation where people would kind of push you. So you also do need the second environment. Once you recover or you're not dealing with the abuse, and that is like, how can I motivate myself? Well, be in the environment that would allow you that. It could be through friends. It could be your coworker. You need someone that pushes you, right?
Yeah, you know what they say? Like, they say you are the five most people that are around you.
The five
People
people that you hang
you
out
hang
with the
out.
most.
So if those people, your
Hmm.
friends, are
Yes.
like
They're not motivated, is
they're
what you
not
mean, right?
motivated, yeah.
Yes.
Like, you don't have that motivation to
Yeah.
go to do things that you wanted to do.
100%.
Whereas if you are surround yourself
Yeah.
people who are very motivated
Highly
in
motivated.
life,
Yes.
so they can succeed in this life,
Hmm.
they want to do something like they never try.
You feel the same
Yeah,
motivation where
yeah.
you're like, hey, I've always thought about this crazy idea. I want to give it a chance because all your friends are like, hey, also want to give it a chance, right? So you guys all become this little team of motivation where you would hold each other accountable. Like, hey, have you tried that thing that you were talking about, right?
Yes.
It could be, launching a new fashion design. Who knows,
Mm,
right?
mm, mm,
Whatever it is, you're being held accountable by your friends. And sometimes I understand your friends might not be that motivated.
mm,
Then you need to be either at a business seminar. You could even use your coworkers who are highly motivated as your accountability. Basically, you just need to surround yourself with people that you look forward to,
mm,
people that will hold you responsible
mm.
for wanting to achieve something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Uh-huh.
It's like if you surround yourself like millionaires,
Yes.
you're gonna become a millionaire.
Most likely, right? It's gonna
Yes.
it's gonna motivate you highly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's mainly about, the importance of like your environment, right? Whether you grew up in a abusive household, right? That will be the environment. Whether, you're giving yourself the chance to heal, that is the environment. And mostly, if you want to really motivate yourself in life, then you need to be in an environment where people are also highly motivated or somewhat motivated.
Yeah, choose your environment
It's very important.
wisely.
Yes, choose it wisely.
Yeah, that's it
Mhm.
for today. Thank
Yep.
you for watching.
Thank you for watching,
Bye.
guys. Take care.